G'day guys, welcome to the Love Heart Butt program. Today we're going to go through 4 different exercises to grow your backside just the way you're after and have that looking just like that upside down love heart shape that we are all aspiring for. So sit back, relax, and here we go. Okay guys, welcome to exercise number 1, and that is the Bulgarian split squat. Today I have opted for the barbell. However, you can use dumbbells if you really need to. They're probably a little easier to get rid of and you're not as locked in. However, I would like to show you how to lock yourself in with the barbell. So our setup phase for the Bulgarian split squat, what I want you to do is plant your hands about a thumb width out from where the bar goes from rough to smooth. This will allow enough room for our body to get in and under the barbell. From here, we're going to pull our shoulder blades back and allow our chest to sink into the barbell, but keep our arms nice and locked. This is going to prime our traps for the movement upcoming. Pretend that you've put a clip on your traps and that is where they are to stay. So I'm going to keep them nice and locked on, nice and tight. Now I'm going to come in and under the bar and place the bar where it feels nice and comfortable. Here I'm going to roll my wrists forward and have my knuckles facing the sky. This will naturally pull my elbows back, but you can pull them back just a little bit further behind the midline of your body. From here with my pinkies, I'm going to activate my lats and pull down. This now shores up my back so that the bar feels as if it's a part of me. So again, let's go through this back setup. We're going to push our chest towards the barbell. We're going to clamp on, come in and under, knuckles to the sky, elbows slightly back, pulling the bar down. Once we have this position, we take small steps out and set ourselves up nice and tall. Now I'm very balanced, very happy, very stable right here. This is where it gets tricky. I need to take one of my feet and put it up on the bench behind me. So up we go nice and tall. Again, steady ourselves, can keep ourselves nice and tight, bar pulling down. You have the option of either going up onto a toe or on a flat foot. I prefer a flat foot, but that's just me and that's just how I am. So it is up to you. Again, knuckles to the sky, foot on the bench, and this is the part that I want you to execute to absolute perfection. When we're in this position, your knee will want to collapse into the midline or want to come in like so. I want you to keep your feet nice and sturdy, but roll your knee out towards the pinky toe. From here, you're going to drop towards the ground thinking with your back knee leading the movement. So you're going to go down rather than forward. So again, we're going to go down and create right angles through our knees, standing up nice and tall. Again, pull that shoulder blades back and down, elbows flared slightly back, and then pinkies pulling the bar towards ourselves. Knee rolls out, big deep breath in, and knee goes out. Drive up tall, 1. Drive up tall, 2. Now, what I am looking for you to do here is that as we are coming up, I want you to snap and push through and push your hip forward towards the wall away or towards towards the forward part of your body. Well, that's a very poor description, but I want you to push your hip forward. When we do this, when we come forward, we're going to get a snap of the hip and we're going to engage our glutes. If we don't, if we're moving forward and we're just coming up like so, we're not getting that full range through the hip and therefore we're losing out on our glutes. So it can be a good quad dominant exercise this. However, I want you to make sure that you're sinking in, sitting up nice and tall and pushing in nice and hard through these glutes. We're doing 15 on one leg and then 15 on the other before we move on to exercise number 2. Okay, so exercise number 2 is the barbell hip thruster off the bench. Our glutes do 3 movements. Number 1 is this movement here. Number 2 is the external rotation, and number 3 is this movement there. Now, when we execute a barbell hip thruster, we can actually nail 2 out of the 3 prime movements the glutes do. So we are going to make sure that when we go through our execution phase, that is what we are doing. But first, let's set up. what we are looking to achieve here is that we want to start on the ground, and the reason being is because if we try and have the bar lifted and then placed on us, it's just going to be a pain in the backside. So start on the ground, roll the bar up nice and tight. Now I want you to cement your feet first. What we are looking to do with your feet here is I want your feet directly in line with your hips. Then we create a screw-like pattern. So we screw your feet into the ground. We are looking to create that external rotation through the ground. So think about putting a skewer through here, through the bone that's in line with your big toe, the bone that is in line with your pinky toe and your heel. These three center points are anchor points and cannot move. Now what we are looking to do is place your weight to the outside of your foot. So we're screwing in like a screw. Already you can see that my knees are trying to push their way out. This is what we want to achieve. Now to get yourself up onto the bench, use your elbows, pull your shoulder blades back and down, chin to chest. With your hands, lock yourself out. Now you should be in a really nice tight position. Again, with your feet, with your knees, make sure they are tracking towards your pinky toes, not coming into the midline of your body. If they're coming out, then you're going to get all the minor muscles or your rotator cuff muscles, such as glute medius and glute minimus. Rather than if they cave in, then you're going to switch them off and it's just going to be glute maximus. Here, we're hitting all three of the glute muscles. Here, we're probably not getting as much activation out of the minor two as we would like. So back out to here. Arms nice and locked, chin to chest, hips coming through as high as they can. Squeeze hard at the top. Now, I want you to control this phase, and this is what I call the popcorn effect. So the popcorn, as we lower down into the pan, takes a while before it then goes pop up. Okay, so we're going to go slow down, knees keeping out, then popping up, knees coming out, then popping up. Make sure we're not caving in. There is an acronym and a saying that I want you to remember. It is step by step, rep by rep. We want our last rep to look exactly like our first rep, and how we execute that is by following our acronym. Our acronym is STEP. Stabilization, tension, execution, then we track performance. You cannot track performance without the first three being hit. So how do we hit it in the hip thruster? Well, number one is stabilization. Our stabilizing factor is our hips and our shuttle blades. So we want to pull our shuttle blades back and down, and we also want to stabilize these hips by external rotation. That comes from your feet. Number two is tension. Make sure that when we are coming up and into this position that we are feeling it exactly where it is that we want it to feel, and that is through our glutes. If we're starting to feel it through our quads, which can be the case because we have a fascia that runs along the sides of our body known as the IT band and inserts into our glutes and also our quads can start to take over. So make sure that our knees are rolling out and we're feeling it through our glutes. That's our tension. Execution, again, rep by rep, same as the first rep, as the last rep. And then finally, P for performance. Track your performance. That is number 2 exercise, team. Here is number 3 now. Okay team, so exercise number 3 of our program is cable pull-throughs. This is a really good low intensity exercise to get that final little burn through your glutes. It is going to target our hip extension and also internal rotation. So let's get started into our exercise. So what we are looking to do is pretty much a stiff-legged deadlift, just with the ropes between our legs. We're going to screw our feet in just like before with our hip thrusters and have our weight transferring to the outsides of our feet. When we do this, we're going to flare our knees out and create a stiff-legged deadlift. Reach down as low as you can. As you come up, squeeze through your glutes, bang, big squeeze through the bottom. Make sure that we are externally rotating our knees and coming down as deep as we can before we feel a stretch and coming back through and squeezing hard. If we aren't feeling this stretch, we could be a little bit lax through our lats, so pull your shoulder blades back and down, squeeze through, bang, keep that nice and tight, nice and rigid. So again, shoulder blades back and down, screwing our feet in, knees flaring out, and following the line of the cable. Come through, squeeze hard, 1, come through, squeeze hard, 2, bang. That there, guys, is how you're going to do your cable pull throughs. Okay guys, so our last exercise for our Love Heart Butt program, exercise number 4, is a stiff-legged deadlift off our back extender. This will target your hamstrings and your glutes to absolute perfection. We're going to still incorporate our techniques that we were using before in screwing our feet into the platform and also extending through the hips. So how do we firstly want to set this up? We are looking for the back extender to actually drop a lot lower than our hips. We're looking at it to be just above our kneecaps. From this position, we're going to screw our feet in. Weight goes to the outside of the feet. You can see that if I push it hard enough that my feet want to roll out. So make sure that we're rolling out, knees are flaring out. From this position, grab a hold of your weight, pull your shoulder blades back and down, and then hip hinge out. For those who don't know what a hip hinge is, simply think about having a button that you have to press behind your backside and you're reaching for it with your bum. Another way to think about it is that you're going to moon someone if you were to drop your pants. So there's a little cheeky way to think about it. Aha, how's the pun? Right, so anyway, screw your feet in, knees slightly out, and squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Weight over the top, falling down, slow eccentric portion, bottom, stretch, squeeze, contract. Again, you've got to push those hips all the way through to get the full range of motion. If you're only coming up to here, you are only going to get predominantly your hamstrings. We want to go all the way down, all the way up, squeeze right through, all the way down, all the way up, squeeze right through, and you will find that your glutes will become absolute torture and fire. Guys, that is the end of the Love Heart Butt program. I'm hoping by now that your backside is ballooning the size of Kim Kardashian's. I hope you have liked it. Make sure you pass it on to your friends and make sure you let me know what you think. And go get them, guys. Enjoy.